wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Jobfather Show. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday. Let's go ahead and get kicked off. So, our radio show is sponsored by Joco Community Radio, proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is also available on Android and iOS devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more is brought to you by Patriot Claims. Make your insurance work for you. Reach out to our Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-839-4245. Foster, take it away.
Okay, I'm going to take it away, you guys. Bye. No, I'm kidding. So we always start off, guys, always with a word of prayer. We want you job seekers to get a job, and we know where this comes from. So, hey, Mez and I always go where we're supposed to be going for all of you guys, for everybody. So bow with me real quick. Father God, we're just wanting to come to you and ask you to help us. There are a lot of us out here that our job search doesn't go as quickly as we wanted to, but you always keep things together. We always survive during those times that we're waiting on that job to pop up. We're going to talk about a couple of jobs today in which this happened. So we thank you in the name of Jesus for looking out for us. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So, guys, we had a real good show today. I'm going to start you guys off with lameness, okay? So we've got Nigel, we've got Mez with us right here. So, guys, how do you make a cow float?
Out of left
You
field.
need some pretty deep water for that, Foster.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
help you out. Let me help you out a little bit. Here's the lameness. Okay, you need a root beer, you need ice cream, a cherry, and a cow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And that's what we're at today, everybody.
Okay,
Let's get
now that
real.
I've ruined everything,
And
Okay.
you can see that we all approach this from different angles because I'm thinking of putting the
Absolutely.
cow in the ocean. I am not
it
thinking about
could.
ice cream or cherry.
So, guys, hey, we gotta have fun, guys. We're
Yes.
gonna get a job. Everybody, y'all, we're gonna get a job, and we might as well have fun during this time and get a lot of stuff done during this time. You know.
Uh-huh.
So, oh, I see Debbie's with us. Good morning, Deb. Add root beer. I love Yeah, add more root beer. I like to do bluebell homemade vanilla and grape soda. Believe it or not, Mez, you remember that? You guys remember that grape at? Oh my God, it makes you want
Oh,
to smoke.
I can't do grape
Oh
soda.
my,
Oh
no,
No,
man,
that artificial
no,
grape. No,
I'm
no.
no.
Mm-mm.
I'm
All
from
I'm
you.
with Mez on this. No grape soda for me.
I'm for that. I'm
No.
from that part of America called Waco, Texas, and we
Hmm.
love our Dr. Pepper, and we love our grape soda, and we love our Mountain Dew, and all those things make good floats. So, okay, let's get back to what we're here for, y'all. This is the Job Father, Job Seeker Network Radio. Now, let me tell you guys about a couple of landings that we had. Just
Mm,
absolute wonderful. This one story is my buddy Nigeal Kulamancha.
That's a
I
fun
I
name.
know I didn't say that right, did I, Nikila? Anyway, guys, she landed at Vistra. She landed a business analyst position at Vistra Corporation over in Irving. And guess how it happened? So
how?
her friend, her friend's husband works at Vistra. And
Hmm.
I'm sure somebody along the way said, hey, check out the Vistra website. So she saw a business analyst position and
Hmm.
she got with her friend's husband and said, "Hey,
Hmm.
will you help me out here?" And guess what? Now she went through 4 interviews. So, but we're we're seeing a little bit more interviewing going on, and Nigel and I'll talk
Hmm.
about that a little bit in our talk. But she landed as a business analyst at Vistra over
Nice.
in over in Irving. So, Nikila, we love you and congratulations. Now let's talk about a couple of
Congratulations.
more. We've got I like to report it when we got recruiter landings, you guys. So
Hmm.
Bob Huckleberry is a senior recruiter and operations in engineering at
Hmm.
Global Recruiters of Fort Smith, Arkansas. So you folks
Nice.
up in Arkansas thought y'all were
Congratulations.
left out, didn't you? Hey, you guys are in this network. Fort Smith, Fayetteville. Hey, you guys are in there. So congratulations, Bob. You know you're going to hear from us because you're a recruiter.
Absolutely.
All right, one more, guys. Let's talk about Heather Rios, and she got promoted to senior director of people, and I'm talking when I say that HR
Mm,
guys. Sometimes uh, myself, I've been a director of people before.
mhm.
Nigel has been director, even though her title wasn't director of people. Some companies use that director of people, but what we're
Right.
talking about is HR. I mean, who else deals with people? So uh, she is a people HR director at Steeped Coffee. Now I know you guys don't
Hmm.
like
Okay.
coffee,
Congratulations.
That's
so
awesome.
hey Heather, we love you. You're part of this network, and you got a promotion, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I want to remind you guys that next week Dana will be back. We have
Mhm.
had a wonderful time. Mez and I are we're trying to fill in for Dana and working so good. But so what we did was we invited Nigel to be with us, and we love it. And guys, you got Nigel is the number one guest that is the most requested in this whole network, and I love me some Nigel. And Nigel and I, we've been friends a long time. We
Long time.
laugh. There was a time where Nigel was in. Nigel, where was that you went? What city was that you were working in when you
Uh,
were in?
Waco. I
Well,
went
well,
all the
yeah,
way to
I know
Waco.
Waco, but when you went to Ireland, what city was that
Oh,
you were?
Galway. Galway City. Yeah.
Galway City.
It's
I didn't
about
know
two
anything about
hours
Galway
from
City.
Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fun.
And guys, this is why we talked to Nigeal. Nigeal is a senior HR executive. She is going to be the number one, number two, what we call number one, number two person in HR for companies. So,
Mhm.
and remind yourself, guys, that hey, if you need an HR leader,
Mhm.
Nigeal is on the market right now, and she's part of this network, and she gets together with us, and we talk about stuff. So,
We do.
now that we have gotten through our lame joke this morning,
I got
so
one.
you got one.
I got one. I
Yes.
got you. Yeah, this is good.
Save it
Okay.
for the second half of the show.
All right. I'll save it for the
Okay.
second half.
Hey,
Deal.
Jason Hopper, good to
Hey,
see you.
Hey,
There,
Jason said he
Jason.
lost his
there
heart
is
to a Galway girl. I love that song, Jason.
Oh, I do too.
no, Jason. You even know where Galway is? Ooh, wow.
Oh man, it's a
Esmerella
great
Gerard,
city.
love you.
Yeah.
And she is out in Virginia. So, guys, our network is all over the place. We love you guys. As we're talking today, we're gonna dedicate our whole show today, guys, to job postings, and
Mhm.
we're gonna figure this job posting thing out. How are we supposed to respond to this job posting and
Mhm.
all that sort of thing? So, as you guys get questions, hey, put it in the chat. Okay.
Absolutely.
You see that real pretty lady down there below me? She may not be below me on you guys' screen, but she is. That's Nigeal Fisher. That's who I've been talking about. And Nigeal, we well, let's start at the very top with job postings. Uh,
Right.
Most job postings, and I think I'm right about this. I don't know, but
Okay.
most job postings are put together by the leaders that are looking to hire the people in the departments that are looking to hire because they know the specifics. The
Mhm.
HR people put it out there, guys, but the
Mhm.
specifics that we find on job postings generally, not all the time,
Mhm.
generally come from the hiring manager. So,
Right.
am I right about that, Nigel?
You're right about that. I like companies. I've seen it done both ways where HR does it and it doesn't capture everything. I think where
Hmm.
we are now, where we've evolved to, is that leaders collaborate with HR, but in terms of the competencies and the things that they're looking for, that's the leader telling you exactly what he's looking for.
That's right. That's right. We
Yeah.
they communicate that with HR folks, and we get it out there. We know where to get it. When you're talking to
We
a
do.
Nigel and I, we've been involved in talent acquisition and HR, and
Right.
we're going to be the ones to know where to post those positions. We're going to be
Mhm.
the ones to know. Well, actually, the resumes will probably come to us first, and
They do.
we will pass the resumes on through to the hiring manager as we call you guys and talk to you guys about the
Mhm.
position, and we pass the resumes on to the hiring manager. This sounds real simple, real
Mhm.
rudimentary, but we got a lot of people that are listening to us that have just started the job search, have no earthly idea how these processes and all that stuff goes. So I
Mhm.
thought I would start there. Now, let's talk about the accuracy of a job search a little bit, Nige.
Okay.
Um, so,
Let's
uh,
start in the beginning. Can I
okay, go,
drive
go,
for
go,
just a
go.
second?
You
You might.
drive,
Okay.
girl. You got it because I want to go to sleep. Go ahead.
Nah.
Okay, good. Well, I want to tell everybody this. A couple of things that you just need to know. When you see the job posting, it is what they're looking for. As leaders, we recognize, and HR folks, me and Foster know, we might not get everything on the list.
Right.
However, we want to come as close to our wish list as we possibly can.
Uh huh.
It's not an absolute, it is a wish list, but you need to have a few things. And in preparation for this, Foster and I kind of teed it up to talk about what's really important. And I want to lay out a couple of things. I'm going to lay out a topic. I'm going to let Foster come back and ask me to clarify or share what you need to know, whether
Right.
you're just starting your job search or you've been here for a while. Because if you've been doing it for a while, you probably need to hit the refresh button. And we want to give you guys a fresh start. So you
There you
do,
go.
You do.
right?
You
Yeah,
do.
it's fair.
The first thing I want to see, right? I do not want to find it. I want to see it on the resume that I receive in my inbox is relevant experience. You have to have relevant experience. If you don't have that, you have to have transferable skills and you've got to be able to articulate those where I can see them. I'm not going to dig through your resume, right? You understand that I'm going to see 1,000 applicants in and they come in the order. Typically, the system is set up where they come in, whoever applies first comes in first. So
Mm-hmm.
when you get in there, when I get in there, I'm going to look through. There are 20 on a page, guys. That's how they load in. I get to see 20. As I DQ them, I get to see more, right? I do not want to go and look for your experience. So share
What's
your
DQ?
relevant experience. Disqualify.
Okay, sorry.
Right? Sorry, that's HR speak, right? But as we go through the process, I don't want to be looking for your relevant experience.
Yes.
Okay. The little titles that you see in the posting where you see team player, active listening, I need to see those skills, not verbatim, but I need to see your accomplishments demonstrating those skills, those examples there. So make sure when you see those competencies, those are core competencies set up and checked off for the role. Right? Typically, a leader can change them, alter them, but the organization might have a certain set of competencies that they want to see in these type of positions, especially when you're looking at higher level positions. So make sure that you highlight those skills in the accomplishments that you highlight and choose to tell me about. If they're not where I can first see them on the resume, put them in the cover letter. That's the great place to start for me because I can see that cover letter first and decide if I want to see the resume.
The resume, right? Yeah.
The resume. The next thing is the educational requirement. If you don't have all the education, they're looking for a master's degree, but you've got a bachelor's degree plus 10, make sure that you call that out. Put that in the cover letter so that you know, okay, I don't have the master's degree, but I've met the requirement through experience and education. Make sure you're calling these things out so I can see them. Again, I don't want to find your qualifications for the job. I want them to appear to me on my screen and I can say, oh yeah, this is a qualified African. Yeah, let me shortlist you because then you're going to go onto my short list of candidates, right? Jason just asked a question. He's saying, how many recruiters read resumes? Jason, I do. Most recruiters read. Yeah, we do read resumes. The systems, Jason, will tell me how many of my keywords you have and how often they appear, but I still have to read the resume to understand the context.
Looking for that relevance. Yep.
We're looking for the relevance. So we still do that. At least I would say I do when I'm doing talent acquisition, and most of the good recruiters that I know do because they build their brand on the talent that they place. It's not about just giving you 100 candidates. They've got to give you 100 qualified applicants and give you one superstar that you want to hire. And the longer that they stay with you, then the better your reputation as a recruiter. So I don't see them skating past the resume reading. Oh, he said cover letters. How many
cover letters?
Good. We can cover both because I like cover letters. That's not necessary for everything, but some things it does.
I'll tell you this, Jason. I love cover letters. Let me tell you a tip and a trick, right? And write this down. Say, Nigeal Fisher told me this, and it worked wonders for me. You do not have to sit there and draft your own cover letter. Ask AI will send you a cover letter. Read it, finesse it, make it your own, and run off. It'll give you a cover letter and 5 bullets. If you don't want to use 5 bullets, use 3, pare it down, but make it your own. Don't make this hard, guys. Do not overcomplicate this. And Mez said tips and tricks by Nigeal.
Ask AI.
Ask AI about Nigeal. Now,
Ask AI is your friend.
Yes.
Friend, right?
I love it.
Give you
Love it.
talk points and help you set up the conversations that you're gonna have. You've got to make them your own. You cannot expect the robot to do what you won't do, but understand it can give you the groundwork and the foundation for a great experience in a conversation with a recruiter. Because if you don't have that, you might not even get through the door. To be honest, you don't have the cover letter. Right. And we're looking for some things we assess through cover letter and then interaction, cultural fit, professionalism. Do not send me a resume with errors on it. Just don't misspell anything. Use the correct grammar. Listen to me. It's super important. When I see that, I started to think, okay, attention to detail is one of the things I've got to have in this role. You don't have it in your own, what you presented to me. How can I trust that you would have it in the job? So, Smooth Operator says, ask AI, really? Yes, really. Ask AI to give you 1,000 words on whatever it is. You'll be amazed at what you get. And I'll tell you the trick with AI, guys, because some of you guys are afraid of AI and saying, I don't know what it is. Listen, ChatGPT 1.0 is like talking to Wikipedia. I don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. 4.0, 3.5 is like talking to a scholar. Take that, make it your own. Make sure whatever you use, you can speak to. Do not use things that you don't know about. Don't do that. Chat AI will not make you smart. It does not do that. but it will give you the groundwork and foundation to help you enhance your conversation about things you already really know.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
So,
Hey,
Very.
Nudge. Now we've
mhm,
got on this job description that we're looking at, we've got required functionality. That's the stuff that we're really looking for, guys. And then we have nice to have. Now,
mhm,
a lot of job seekers will see the position, say, I can do that, and they will start answering the nice to have part. And you
right.
guys do that because you're freaking out because you don't have a job, and you're like, oh, I need to get I just gotta work. No, you don't. You
No,
got
you don't.
guys, y'all got to find the right job. And these companies should not be hiring you if you do not have the required functionality that is on that job function. The reason there is a job posting to start with is because of that required functionality. Now, it's nice if you drive a nice little Corvette, or it's nice if
Mhm,
you work for this company or that company, but that is not what the company is looking for, guys.
right. I
What do
think
you think about
we
that,
can.
Nine?
I think we can bond. I think we're talking about nice to haves and things we can bond over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right. You used to work, I worked for Allergan, you used to work at Alcon. This is nice. Or you work for
Uh-huh.
Novartis. That's nice. But the core function, if you're doing anything like we talk about that's highly skilled, you have to meet the core requirements.
Right.
Don't get caught up in something like, I've done the job before. Oh, but they said you need to manage a broad team. I've never managed a team. That's a core requirement, right? You've done the job before, great, but have you done it as a manager, as
Mm.
opposed to a doer? Two different mindsets, two different
Yes.
scopes and remits, and we need to be mindful of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand you're wanting to venture into management, and you might get it because some people are really lucky and they might get it. But the thing about it is, a lot of times we want to see you promoted into manager because we want to see that previous employer's confidence that you could lead, and then you step out and pursue more management positions. So make sure that you're realistic. You're realistic in what you're applying for, not the hopeful or I believe I'm good at.
Yeah,
No,
oh, no,
no,
I'm not gonna say
no.
you never get those jobs, but companies, you guys do not need to be hiring these people because we do not realize on the job seeker side, guys, that
Right.
companies at times, because of the way business is, because
Mhm,
we have an opportunity to grab a contract with a client company,
mhm.
sometimes we're the ones that are desperate. So, job
True.
seekers, ask those questions that are going to be the best situations for you because you do not want to get into a bad situation.
You
Companies
don't.
sometimes they get desperate too. I've been a desperate recruiter for a position because
Mhm,
I get a lot. You hiring managers are really really hard on recruiters and HR people.
mhm,
We try to keep things going. We try to keep the car on the road. And you guys, a lot of times, not all the time, you guys want to speed. You want to take turns that we do not need to turn. And
mhm.
HR is here. Talent acquisition is here to find the right. Let me back up and
Person.
say the right people and
Mhm,
sometimes, Foster's done this. I have written thousands of job postings, job descriptions. And a lot of times I sit down with the managers and I say, okay, this is what you're looking for. Let's put this in here. What do you think about this? This is important
mhm,
to you. What do you think about this? And we're going to word it like this. Are you okay with that? And these are the job postings that are accurate. Now,
mhm,
another thing I'm going to tell you guys, I'm running my mouth here again. Another
mhm,
thing I'm going to tell you guys is a lot of people, job seekers that don't hear back from companies. Oh, that job posting wasn't the right one. That job posting was that job's not really open, and we posted that position. And that job's not really open. Nigel,
mhm,
what have you seen around that? I have not seen a lot of job postings that weren't active, but I know occasionally there are some that you guys run across that you'll see the posting and jobs already been filled, or a lot of times LinkedIn, I like, tells us how long the job has been
mhm.
posted.
Government jobs do that a lot too, Foster.
Ah,
They
Ah,
pull a crap ton of resumes and
mhm.
they just store it just to see who would be applying to those types of positions. So if you
Right.
see a job posting on a government website, what is it, US or
Just
jobs.gov,
yep.
.gov, yeah.
yep,
Mhm.
a
And
lot
guys,
of times
don't
will
run
have
off with this. This is very true information, but don't make it bigger than what it is, guys.
it.
We
Mm-mm.
do that with the what am I trying to think about? With being too old. Oh, I can't get a job. What? I can't even think of the word that we call that. Nigeal, you
Ageism?
and I were talking about.
The ageism,
Yes,
Ageism. Right. Thank you.
ageism.
ageism,
Guys, we make
but you are
ageism bigger than
you're
what it is.
aging yourself.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
don't know how old you are. I just know the skills and
Mhm.
experience that you put on your resume. And here's the thing: if you're truly worried about age, remove the year on your bachelor's degree, right? Remove the identifiers. It's
But if
simple.
they're
Ah,
asking for
It's a
20
common
years
sense approach,
experience, think
right?
about it. If they're asking for 20 years experience and you have 20 years plus experience, they know what they're asking for,
Exactly.
So
well, that's a good point. Yeah.
That
yeah,
is.
they're
It's a
not
very
expecting something that looks like me. I mean, I have 10 years of oil and gas, but I've had the opposite effect or with ageism, but I can go off on a tangent with ageism. So
no.
get
You
off
know,
my
I think
soapbox.
it's a real thing, but it's only a big deal if you make it that. How about
Yeah,
we just talk about walk in the door and tell the people what you're going to do for them?
exactly.
That's all you need to do. Sell your value. Your interview is an opportunity for you to sell value. Here is where you get to brag on yourself and nobody will complain. Know that. Know that if you see a job description, a job posting, a couple of things are happening. I'm talking to people in my company about the job, high potentials that I think maybe can fill it. I'm talking to recruiters, right? That I'm asking to help start to look at, or do they have any candidates that they talked to recently that might be able to help me out? And then I'm posting it on LinkedIn and other places socially, so it's getting out. I'm doing all of those in tandem. It is not a single solitary post. There are
Mhm.
multiple posts and conversations that are happening about open positions, and you need to understand that. So timing,
Hmm.
whichever one of these jumps up first, right? Whichever one of these works out first is probably the one that we're going to go with. So when you
Hmm.
see the job posting disappear, it wasn't that it wasn't real. It's that, hey, in all of the subsequent lanes that we were seeking and searching for talent, one of them worked out before the other. So know that it's not you. No, it's not real. Yes, it was real. But
Mhm.
yes, we also had other things that other people that we were talking to that weren't visible through the LinkedIn posting, or they weren't visible through the career site posting. And just know that. And I know we've got about a minute left. So Foster, what say you?
Well, one thing that I want to make sure is, and we're going to talk about on the second half of the show,
Yeah.
guys. We're going to talk about our most recent experience that is relevant. I think my number two word in job search is relevance.
Mhm.
Number one, of course, relationship. Oh, I'm
Relationships.
supposed to get close
Mhm.
to the screen when I say
A
that.
creepy stare.
But yeah, we're gonna head into the second half in a second here, and we're gonna be talking about that relevance, and we're gonna talk about the most recent years of experience that are
Mhm.
relevant to that. Most of us
Mhm.
recruiters and hiring managers are looking for that relevant experience. If you did something 20 years ago, there may have been a little bit of change to the
Mhm.
way those things are done. So it's very important that relevance word.
Right.
And I love talking about this stuff because we're sending in resumes all the time, but we send a lot of resumes in, as my dad used to call, a
Mhm.
miss. We
Do.
know we ain't gonna hear from that company about that job we're applying for. So when you don't hear from them, it adds to our frustration.
Mhm. I'm actually pulling up my resume because I'm like, I haven't looked at this in a while.
Well, I think we can, at this point, we say we take a break. Meg's going to send me her resume and we're going to hear
Oh
from our
God,
sponsors.
I don't mind being the guinea pig. That'd be great. You can
Yeah.
rip it apart. No, seriously. Yeah, send me your email. I'm gonna do it right now. Why not?
Okay.
Well, I don't hear music yet, so we can keep going.
Yeah, we keep going till we hear the
Okay.
music.
All
I
Okay.
just
right.
wanted
Well,
to also
I love it.
quick
Yes.
comment before we do
Yes.
go. The whole idea of the companies being desperate for a job and the job seeker, at the end of the day, neither one of you are going to be happy if it's forced. Does that make sense?
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's
Ooh,
just
that's a good point.
That's
it's
good.
gonna burn you either which way. Oh, I hear the music. So
There we
guys,
go.
don't
We're
go
going to come back
anywhere.
and talk to that.
And I get
We're
to tell
gonna
a
talk
joke.
about it.
Don't forget. See you guys in a second.
Attention all business. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
We are back.
We
I
are
see
back.
Mez up there dancing.
Yes,
Jamming
and
out
I
over
love
here.
it. I want to tell everybody what Mez said, right? Because on the softer side of things, she said it has to be a fit for everybody. If it's not a fit for everybody, I'm like Foster, I'm gonna get in this screen. If it's not a fit for everybody, it will go terrible. You want the job
Yes.
that you are supposed to have. God does
Yes.
that thing. You do not want a job that you forced, right? So we prayed in the beginning, so we understand it's God's plans, not yours. Now, this whole thing about, well, I did this 20 years ago. I have experience on my resume as an HR leader working with the Teamsters Union. I don't work with them anymore. It is not, I don't, right? They're a special group and
I remember
I love
that.
them. Yeah, the only one that I couldn't rehab, I married. But listen, if you cannot, right?
Hey, Mr.
If you
Fisher.
cannot find a way to make that experience relevant, when I walk in a room and somebody says, what about union exposure? And I say, yeah, I've worked with the Teamsters Union. They're one of the hardest unions to work with. Before that, I consulted with American Airlines. There are 7 unions on site there. Even though I haven't done it today, a union contract is a union contract, right? And I'm very well versed in the law. And when I look at what I accomplished back there, 0 awards and penalties in terms of compliance from governmental agencies. If that doesn't do it for them, okay, fine, it's not a fit. But I can tell you what my accomplishments were when I worked with the union. I can tell you nothing has changed except for the clauses. If you give me the contract, I'll read it and I can come back and work it like anything else. But you've got to be confident in what you bring to the table. So you might not have relevant experience all the time, but it's a part is what shaped you into a leader or who you are in presenting yourself as a professional. And make sure you convey that, but be confident in it. Don't shy away from the things that you have done or you have accomplished. So
That's right.
yeah.
And we're looking at those required functions on that job function on the job posting, guys. We want to share what experience we have had, of course, that is relevant to that. But guys, if you've done it at 3 different companies, you're getting stronger in the eyes of the recruiter because, my God, you've had 3 different situations in which you have been able to assess and to perform that function that I'm looking for. So you're starting to look pretty good. I think I need to pick up this resume and find this number and call Miss Stokes Fisher down there.
That's it. I think, guys, everything about you, understand it for the first time. I think when I first started looking for jobs, Foster, help me if I'm wrong. What did we used to do? We used to fax them in.
Is
and
it
we used to
fax
get
them
them off
in?
a fax machine. Yeah, get them off fax
Fax them
machine, right?
in.
Oh, that fax.
We
We got in
don't
a
do
fight at
that.
that fax machine.
We don't do that anymore. You've got a social profile. You've got social media in terms
Right.
of LinkedIn for professionalism. They can Google your name, guys. So you looking for a job, clean up your business. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because we can find you. So
We can
it's
find you.
bigger than the resume that you sent me. When I looked at your LinkedIn, I'm looking at your volunteer experience because, like Mez said, fit, cultural fit. Where have you volunteered? What have you done? Make sure you put that information out there. Do you have references? What do they say about you? Make sure that information is visible. Make sure. Oh, Jason said, "What's
They
a
just said,
fax?"
"What's a fax?"
It's
And
a
guys,
Don't act like you
DocuSign.
don't
and
know.
that's funny because Jason has been at it a while. Jason's not brand new at this. So
Right.
Nigel, they don't say a lot for me
Smart
and you,
butt.
I don't guess. And guys, remember, Jason Hopper works for JFS Dallas. And now I want you
Mhm.
guys to go to jfsdallas.org and check it out. It is Jewish Family Services. You do not, I'm gonna get close to the screen. You do not have to be Jewish to get services from the Jewish Family Services.
No, you do
Correct.
not. No.
Okay, I'm gonna back up from that. Thanks,
Okay.
I have to tell
Jason.
a joke.
Oh yeah, jump
Thanks,
out there.
Miss.
Now you got to make us
Right.
laugh. It's got to be good.
Oh,
It
let's
can't be
Oh,
go.
it's a
lame.
corny one. It is good.
Lameness,
It's good.
lameness is my job.
All right.
Come on,
So,
Miss.
a chicken and an egg walked into a bar, and the bartender looks at them and says, "Okay, who came first? Get it? The chicken or the egg?"
Oh
You know
Lord.
what?
Oh Lord.
My day job. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh
You know
Lord. I gotta
what?
remember. I
I
gotta
would.
remember that. I gotta give Mez a little bit
That's
on
it.
that one. Was
We
a little
got to
bit
give
better
Miss
than mine.
a round of applause for that one, right? Because I think this chicken came first. Noah went out and got two of every animal.
You
Exactly.
Right?
know,
He
I'm
followed the
gonna
instructions.
piggyback, Nigel. I'm gonna
Go.
piggyback on that joke. So we're looking at a job posting now.
Hmm.
What
Uh
comes
oh.
first? What's the
Yeah,
first thing that's on that job posting that you're seeing, guys? Whatever is painting that company is going to be the first thing that they're talking about on that job description. The most important part of
absolutely.
that job description is going to be the first things that you see. Now we don't know if it's a chicken or the egg, but we'll figure that out
No,
when we talk to the hiring manager.
exactly. They're gonna figure that out when they get you in there, right? And
Yes.
Yep.
sometimes you're gonna go in them and tell them, was it the chicken or the egg? Because that's what
Uh
you're
huh.
for. You're gonna assess the current landscape and come back because sometimes they're looking for fresh eyes, right? They're telling you the issues. So when you get in that interview, in that first interview with the recruiter, break the ice. Listen to me. Break the ice, right? What do you have in your virtual Starbucks cup? I'm so happy we could meet for this virtual coffee, right?
Mhm.
Whatever it is that you need to do to break the ice, break the ice. Then go directly into, let me tell you about me as a professional, but also let me tell you about what I've done for the companies that I've worked for in the
Right.
past, what I'm known for. Jump right
If
in
you
there. Sell
my
yourself.
God, if you've done the functionality that they're looking for in different situations, different companies, guys, you're
Mhm.
going to bring. Believe me, you will bring new ideas into that job functionality that they hadn't thought about before. So let's
Ab-
Yeah.
dig in and
Absolutely.
let's talk about why we are here. Let's talk about the very first things, which came
Mhm.
first, the chicken or the egg, on this
Mhm.
job description. Let's talk about that.
Right. The first thing that came was that the pain point in the organization.
That's right.
Second thing that happened was, hey, we got to have somebody. The next thing is what's important to the role. And that's what you
Hmm.
see first. The issue that we're
Mhm.
tackling, and then what does this person need to, what do we really need them to do? Right. Um, I don't know how else to say that. Attack those things first. If you always attack those in that from that very first conversation, that cursory, I like to call them cursory conversations. Y'all call them interviews, right? Mez is right. Be prepared for 4 rounds. The first one doesn't even count. This is just a get to know you. Do I
Let's
really
get to
want to
know you.
hand this?
Do I want to
Or can
pass
I
you on
stand
to the
your
next
Let's
face
pass
person?
them
kind of
on. Yep,
thing?
exactly. That's it.
We're gonna
So don't
dig
even
down
count that
deeper.
one. We're gonna dig
Exactly.
down deeper, right?
Uh-huh.
If you can sell me in 30 minutes, then I'll give you an hour. Know
Now,
that.
now, I want to say something else too, and this is not off top. This is real stuff, y'all. Let me get
Mhm.
close. This is relationship 101. Okay, now we've got a job posting. We know what they're looking for. We've got the
Mhm.
experience for what they're looking for. We sent in our resume that is relevant to what they
Mhm.
are looking for. They give us a call. They want to talk to us. What guys? Nigel, why you want to talk to me? What? It's already on the resume. I just showed you on the
Oh,
resume.
No, I want to talk to you because I want to know how bad you want this job. The other thing that I want to know is, have you looked at my organization? Did you use that button on LinkedIn that says insights? Do you know what's happening in my organization? Do you know the areas that we're growing? Have you figured out a strategy for how you're going to help me? If you have, when we talk, you should share that with me, because it says, oh, they're really keenly interested in the job. They're interested in helping. They're telling me what they can do for me. That's what we want to know. What are you going to do for us? And guys, I know it's one-sided, because later on in the interview, when we're getting ready to sell you on why you should accept our offer, we tell you what we're going to do for you. But in the beginning, you're going to tell me what you're going to do for me. So make sure you do your research. Do not let this be one of, I see these people saying, I sent out 300 applications. I submitted 300 resumes. Okay, and?
Do you know the industry that you're working in?
I want you to convince me that you are interested in what I'm talking about. I saw this over here. I saw that over there. We're talking about Foster's company. While I was working at Verizon at my what was that? No. I was at NASA at my last opportunity.
Where did I work?
And guys, are you interested in what we do here? Have you done some research, not only there, but have you done some research in the very project that I am recruiting for? I mean, come on now. You want to feel special. So Mez has got a boyfriend. If he didn't show any special attention towards Mez, now I hope he's doing it the right way, then Mez will slap him upside his head. No, I'm kidding. But
I would actually.
Mez wouldn't be interested in that guy if that guy can't prove to Mez that he's interested in what she got going.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Jason pointed out a good point. He says, you got to listen and determine if you can solve the employer's problem. If you can, lead with that, right? Lead with that. And that puts you at the front of line and the front of mind. And we got to understand that, because guys, we're looking for a culture fit, but we're looking for somebody to solve our problems. And then we're looking for somebody that we can see growing in the organization. Where is their potential? That's it. Right. Because we got to figure out how long you're going to be here. Can we keep you here long term?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, if you're just using this as a stepping stone, not cool.
When you walk into that interview and they tell me, Nigeal, tell me a little bit about yourself. How do we approach that? Do they want to know that Foster's from Waco and he played football?
No, they don't want to know Foster's. No, they don't. You know what, Foster? Let me just say it in this just real nice way, right? I have a track record of helping businesses solve complex problems, right? And navigating the gray areas around employment issues and people issues, right? And I align people strategy and organizational goals to improve the bottom line. That's it. That's what I do. What is it that you do? I am skilled. I have a knack for navigating all the gray areas, driving consensus across people decisions and people strategy and business objectives, because we've got to align those in order for the organization to stay profitable. That's what I do.
I like it.
As a recruiter, I'm gonna pat you on the back, Nigeal, because this is one of the gifts that God gave you. When Nigeal uses those big words, and she knows those big words. Now she's thrown a few of us at us, but when Nigeal says it, it's believable.
Yes, believable.
I don't know how to quantify that, but when Nigeal says that, Nigeal been somewhere and then done something. So the next question is, Nigeal, I want to dig in. I want to pick your brain a little bit. What are we talking about? You know what we're looking for here, Nigeal, on that job description. Let's get into that. Guys, these are the things that are going through the hiring manager's brain. I got a problem. I feel like you might be able to. I want to know how you're going to fix it. I want to know how you may fix the daggum thing a lot quicker than I think I can fix it, at my thing. So
you got to be careful, though. Sometimes you give them away too much information. Like, whoa, you got to pay me first before you get any more. That's a teaser. But that's a great point. It's a great point, Foster, that believable. It's like, okay, I'm not reading from a script. You have to be human. And she's talking to us right now, but she went right into it. There was no kind of like, okay, let me prepare for my little elevator speech. No.
That's it. It cannot be rehearsed.
Direct, yes.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's going to be direct, yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. That's true too. I don't sugarcoat anything. I have a keen.
No,
I do not have the ability to sugarcoat it. If you want that, you got to go somewhere else. But the
Yeah.
reality is, when you say things like, so I told you guys, Chat GPT can help you out. AI
Yeah.
can help you out. It's going to give you some examples. You've got to make it make sense and make it your own, because you really
there
need
it
to have
is.
done it.
Yeah.
When I tell you I've managed large scale change, people say, oh, what does that mean? Right. I've done multiple mergers in an 18-month period, 10,000
Oh, wow.
employees each. Right. I've harmonized facilities. I've gone out and managed through COVID because I didn't stop working. Some places closed. Everybody went home. We didn't do that. I had to figure out how to stay open. Right. Because you guys need the things that we manufacture in a pharmaceutical space. So
Yeah.
you need to make sure that you can speak to what it is that you have done, and you need to be comfortable there. This is not the time to hide. Practice in front of the mirror. Talk to your friends about it. If you got really great friends, say, hey, I want to practice my interview with you. Utilize the resources that are on LinkedIn. There are a million resources out here
There
to
are a
help you
million.
interview well. There's no reason for you not to, because you don't have anything else to do except to prepare for your next opportunity. So make sure
Especially
that
the
you're
opportunity
using
you're
those.
excited about.
Yeah, especially
Mhm.
something you're excited about. Guys, I'll tell you my thing. I look at the company, I look at the posting, I decide if I'm interested, if I can do that job. Once I figure out if I can do that job, I use LinkedIn and I find people in my network that are at that place.
Okay.
Then I look at that. All right. Then I look at the insights and say, what's going on over here? What can I tell? Are they getting ready to buy some? Are they scaling down? Are they getting ready to be bought? Right?
Yeah.
What's going on in their business? Why is it that the only thing that has grown from a people perspective on the LinkedIn stats is IT? No other functional area has grown in the last 6 or 12 months. Know who you're looking to talk to about an opportunity. You need to know the company. Then when I approach you with my letter and what I can do for you, I take those little tidbits that I have gleaned because I've done the research, and I add 2 lines about I've noticed X. I think I can help with X. Right? I've taken my
Can you put this in your
conversation
cover
from
letter? Do
I
you put
put it
this
in
in
the
the
cover
cover letter?
letter.
Okay.
I do. I put it in
Making
my
sure.
cover letter. But I've talked to the folks that are there. Hey,
Right.
I know you. Can I use you for a referral? Do you mind if I list
Ooh,
you on the
networking.
application?
Yep.
You gotta work it. That lazy look for a job strategy, it's
And
deeper
probably
than
gonna tell
rap,
you,
guys. That's over. That's so 1982. I wasn't
You're
even
gonna be
looking
at
for
the
a
house
job
on the
then.
couch.
And you'll be
yeah.
there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You'll be there for a long time. So
Naja, look, can you see what Debbie said? Debbie actually wins the funny competition today. Before you get that close to the screen, Pastor,
Yeah,
make
I saw
use a
that.
breath mint. Debbie.
I'm
Well,
good. I have lemonade.
right.
oh, can you?
Let's check.
Oh,
Squirrel.
but that's very Nigel, I love that you said that. That is very true. What is
Yeah.
really going on here, guys? And we can determine that through the network. I'm going to tell
Mm-hmm.
you guys some of the best people that, and Mez and I came up with this. We laughed about it one day,
Mm-hmm.
but probably in a lot of cases, the best people to talk to about a company and their experience as a company is the people that used to work there, don't work there no more. Now, you want to
Mm-hmm.
consider the length.
Yes.
You want to consider the
Yes.
length of time that they've been there, but
Right.
Mm-hmm.
let's let's talk, build relationships, guys. Now, let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you something. As a person, when you're talking to people, you kind of know those people that are really that I can really pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to what this Nigeal Fisher is telling me. But that's just people stuff, guys, where you connect. And
Mm-hmm.
there are people that will say things that you're like, I don't know necessarily if I want to go with this that I'm hearing from this person. And then
Right.
sometimes, this is me
Mm-hmm.
being the job father, when I think that, I look at the resume and see that they weren't at that company very long. So,
Hmm.
now I could be accurate, I could not be accurate, but that's what I'm thinking. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
we are people. Let's connect. Let's get out. Let's connect with people. If you have a target company, I want to work for IBM. Oh my God. Then I
Mm-hmm.
need to. Rania Patterson is listening to us. What's up, Rania? Rania's my main man, 50 grand. But I want to talk to Rania because he worked for IBM for years. He can tell
Yeah.
me about structure of leadership,
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of things. What's new? What are some new clients? What new directions are we going in? Those kind of things. Those are the people, guys,
Absolutely.
due to what we see at that company. We're excited. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you, job seekers, why you get excited about some job because you know you're fit.
That's
Hey,
it. That's it. Right. I found a job that I'm gonna get, but I'll tell you about it when I get it. But I looked at it last night. I'm like, yeah,
oh, you saw
this is
something?
me.
Oh, so
I saw
you
something and I said, yeah, this is me right here. So now let me go in and find out and tell them why I'm it. Debbie asked a great question. She said, how do you find this information on LinkedIn? Debbie, click the company that you're looking to apply to. Once you click the company, right under the bottom little search bar under there, it says people, it says insights, it says jobs, it says all types of good stuff. If you click those links, if you're a premium member, you need a premium subscription to see everything. But if you click those links, it brings up basically a graph. It'll tell you exactly how many people have been hired there in the last number of months. You can look at it in intervals of 6 or 12 months. So you can look at it and build a story. If you're a leader, make sure you do this, because don't be surprised if you walk into somewhere and they give you a topic and ask you to present, right? I'm telling you, as a job seeker, but also as an HR person, if you don't have chat AI on your phone, you're going to be in trouble, because you're going to need a few top points to resonate with you really quickly to get you ready. You know the topic, but it'll help ground you. Oh, I'm going to make 3 points. Right? I'm only going to make 5 points. I'm going to call out something. So make sure you've got that little trick capability in your pocket, because you're like, it doesn't matter what you throw at me, I'm going to ace it.
right. It's called the 3-minute
I'm
rule.
your candidate. Yeah.
Right.
This is
The
this is
3-minute
my
rule.
job. That's it.
Nige, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I want to get your opinion, but before I do, my man Gene Clay is with us. Hey, Gene, man, it was good to see you last week. We drove to Mississippi so we could hang out with Gene. That was we had the best time, because we all hang out at Luby's on Saturday. Just a little
Amen.
tip, y'all can join us now. We're at Luby's on Saturday, Nige.
Okay.
And I think there's probably only one Luby's left around Dallas.
Left around here, yeah.
The one. The one that we go to over in Fort Worth, right off of 20 in Forest Hills. So, what's up, Gene? So, Nige, this is where I'm going. As a recruiter, this is where I'm thinking. Now, you may not agree with it. Yeah, you're probably going to agree with it. I think me and you may have talked about this, but guys, I'm looking at your resume. You sent your resume in. You've seen a job description. I'm looking at your resume, and I'm getting excited because I'm seeing a whole lot of stuff. But there are a couple of positions that you had with companies that did not last very long. I am hoping that you're going to tell me that those are contracts that you had. I'm hoping that, because I'm going to be able to explain that to my hiring manager a little bit better. Hey, he's probably going to ask, hey, Foster, Nigeal hadn't been at this company very long. What happened over there? And then over here, well, Nigeal is so good at what she does, companies hire her to come in and perform that very function that we're looking at right now. And those two positions were contractual positions. What do you think about that line of thinking, Nigeal? That's the way I think. I'm gonna check it out.
I'm gonna check it out. I am going to check it out. If you don't want me to check it out, catalog it into one contract role for the time, and then tell me about the companies that you worked for.
Yeah.
Right? You'll see that I worked contract for 3 years, but you'll also see I did 7 at Allergan. Because if you see, like in my most recent role, the organization was a one drug. We need a business development deal. It didn't go well. Okay, position became redundant. But before that, you see the 7-year stint, you see the 3 to 4 year stint. So I'm not a job hopper. So if you're not a job hopper, fix your resume so it doesn't look like that.
Don't look like that.
It doesn't look like that. Clean it up and then say, I've been consulting. Go, Mez.
You actually just
you was in the spirit.
Amen.
Happy in church.
No. Wipe the window. Wipe the window. No, I really did have a question, but so that was my question was, okay, so if I am doing contracts, right, for one particular job or type of job, let's say I am Lean Six Sigma, so companies are hiring me for 6 month stints, a year stint, but they're obviously different companies. Do I put that, like, what's a nice little header that you're not lying, but you're making it sound good kind of thing? Like, you're not technically an independent contractor, but you were for a little while. Like, how would you label that?
But I would say independent contractor, and then I'll just say operational. You're ops analyst is what they say, or ops excellence analyst, right? Is what I would call you, because you're improving processes and optimization. And then you walk in there, and here is what you say. I took a modicum of assignments to ground my experience. So I had the opportunity to run lean projects in technology organizations, in healthcare organizations, in nonprofits. Tell me why you did it, right?
Oh, wow. I like
Don't
that.
make me
Monica?
ask you. Yes.
I
Don't
like
make
that. I'm
me
using that.
ask
Not use
you.
some big old words. Now you got to.
I like it.
Yeah, right.
I
Let
love
me
it.
know why you did it that way and tell me what you got out of it. If you do that, me and Foster have less questions because now we can sell it. Yeah. Right.
And
You got to give me
absolutely.
something that I can present.
We have a relationship. Let me get close. Let me see. My breath
Okay.
is smelling okay today. So, we have a relationship with the hiring manager that we're serving as a HR person, as a recruiter, whatever you want to call us, whatever our function is.
Mm-hmm.
With that person trying to get that job filled, get a butt
Mm-hmm.
in the seat. That's what we like to say. Now, a lot of us, through the relationship that we have, we know what those hiring managers are looking for. We know
Right.
what this particular hiring manager, what's important to him through that relationship. We will
Mm-hmm.
ask questions, guys, very intricate questions, or we should, to try to figure out what your experience has been that we know that this hiring manager is going to ask you in that interview. So because you guys are so hard on us, that is why I am a relationship guy. I want to know what it is you want to hire. I want to go and sit down with you. I got the job posting. I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming to your office so we can sit down and talk about what you're trying to hire for this position. And what we're going to mainly talk about are those intangibles. I got the
Mm-hmm.
tangible stuff right here. I got the job posting. Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about individual stuff that you like to hire. What do you want to hire? Because my questions are going to be in my conversation. I like what
Mm-hmm.
Nigel said earlier. My conversation is going to be around those facts.
Around those things. I think two things. Foster just said it. Your stats are on your resume. When you walk into a building to meet with people, it's about relationships. Don't be surprised if you don't get a situation, task, action, result interview. If they want you, they're using a high level leader to close you. You will not have a traditional interview. Don't scream out. Don't worry about it. Right? You've already sold them on you.
Mhm.
If you've made it through the process sometimes. So know that, but be prepared for anything. If they want examples, give them to them. If they just want a conversation with you because they're testing your active listening to see if you can listen, they're testing if you can deduce something to do on the fly. I had CEOs ask me, what would you do about? Well,
That's
I
a
would
good
ask,
behavioral one right there.
that is, what would you do about this? I've got this situation, Nigel, on my desk right now. If it were you, what you doing? Right. Well, one, I'm getting more information, right? The next thing I'm asking you is, what do the numbers say? What did the numbers tell you? Right. And then tell me why you don't like it, why you feel like, yes, it's the way to go. No, it's not. And then let's work out what works. Let's find a solution in there. So know that sometimes is your interview, because sometimes that's been my interview. The CEO saying, what should I do about? Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a real quick question before we run out of time. So we are 8, 9 interviews into this job. Now some of these exactly. Some of these jobs are
USA.
hush, my mess. Some of these jobs are senior level jobs. Now, should we feel as though we're making headway? Should we get more excited about that? The fact that they want to interview the mess out of me?
If you're in an interview process, you're in the process. You're a candidate. You're in the game. If it's a position you want, some cultures take that, others not so much. Understand that as long as you're interviewing, you're there.
That's right.
All right. Before I hear the music, guys, Nigel, you've been a blessing. Thank you so much for a great show.
Dana, be
love
back
you,
with us
Foster.
next
Love
week.
you guys.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys.
Have a blessed weekend, everybody.
I will be out next week, actually.
Pick up the phone and call. That's right. Call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1821.